Hello, traders. FpC&x here. Today is Wednesday, so happy hump day. Halfway through the week already. And it is September 3rd. So, how is everybody doing today? Hopefully, everybody's doing fairly well. So, as always, the main purpose of these live streams for me is to kind of, take requests from people, kind of interact with the audience a little bit. So, if you have something you would like me to look at, then definitely put in the chats. I'll be more than happy to take a look. Not a problem whatsoever. I always like to start off looking at the US dollar index. I don't personally analyze the DXY for reasons that I've explained many, many, many times. Why I believe that the US dollar index is a much, much better pair to analyze for the dollar pairs. But for me personally, the dollar index, this one analysis literally tells me what to do on all six of these US dollar pairs. So if I can kind of figure out the direction and what the US dollar is actually doing, then I pretty much know exactly what to do on all six of these US dollar pairs without really even doing a whole lot of analysis on them individually. And kind of the same thing applies with the JPY pairs. If I look at the JPY basket and I kind of figure out what the JPY basket is doing, I literally know what to do on all seven of these JPY pairs. So, in my opinion, that's why I think that the JPY pairs as a group and the US dollar pairs as a group are a little bit easier to trade than some of the other more exotic pairs, because of the correlation. So yeah, definitely we'll start taking requests, not a problem. I see that Kenneth, you asked for the pound yen. I don't know why it restricted you. Sorry about that. So yeah, well, I'm gonna start off on the US dollar index, and then I'll start requests. I got a request from one of my premium members too, and that is copper and platinum, so I'll definitely look at that also. So, anyways, let's start off on the U.S. dollar index because, I mean, like I said, this is by far for me the most important analysis. And honestly, on the daily time frame, not a whole lot has changed over the last, several weeks. Unfortunately, even though it is September, unfortunately, we're still pretty rangy on the U.S. dollar. We haven't really broken out of this range yet. But I mean, to me, it definitely still looks like a possible three waves up for a W. It definitely looks like a possible three waves down with a lower high for an X, so three waves down. And it still looks like a possible three waves up for a wave Y, possibly ending right here. Now, I definitely do have an alternative analysis, which is definitely much, much more bullish, which is what I was talking about yesterday in my Zoom call with my premium members, which if anybody is interested, it's you join on my website fxpipcollector.com. There's a short little video you can watch right here that literally explains everything. It is only $30 a month because I try to keep it as cheap as possible. I am definitely not looking to, get rich off of my memberships. I definitely would like to get rich off my trading. So, anyways, if this is the end of a WXY right here, then this high should hold. That should be the high. We should have the high in, and this potentially would still be like a wave one, a wave two, and we should go down. We should break this low for a wave three. That is still my main analysis. I've been talking about this analysis for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it definitely, definitely still applies. Now, I was thinking that possibly we had like a little bit of a running correction on like the 4 hour time frame because we possibly got a lower high rate here. So we'll have to see if this really does follow through. But to me, this looks like a trend, which is why I was kind of hoping that this was like a wave one, and then I was hoping that this move up right here was a wave A. I was thinking and hoping that this move down right here was a wave B, and I was thinking and hoping that this move up right here was a wave C. We definitely got an impulsive down. We definitely got a break of structure. So it looks like a little bit of a running ABC correction, and the reason why I say it's a running ABC correction is because it's potentially a lower high. And we definitely got a break of structure, so it looks like it should be going down. Like I said, on the higher time frames, we are definitely still within a very, very rangy market. And because we're still within a very rangy market, we do have to be a little bit cautious about assuming that we're going to start like a big wave three to the downside because, a wave three is going to require a pretty big breakout. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, we definitely do have a break of structure. The only problem is this really like the end? Is this really like a one, two, three, four, and five right here? I could almost say that this move up right here is three waves, but I think it's more of a five-wave pattern. One, two, three, four, five. If it is a five-wave pattern, then that should be a wave five. this should be a break of the wave 4 structure, which probably will cause a little bit of a pullback, and hopefully we get a continuation down. So based on my US dollar analysis, I just went through and I did the US dollar analysis. Based on this US dollar analysis, I literally know exactly what to do on the euro dollar, the pound dollar, the Aussie dollar, the Kiwi dollar, the dollar CAD, and the dollar Swiss. I definitely don't include the gold, and I definitely don't include the dollar yen. I don't include gold in my US dollar analysis because gold definitely does not always follow the US dollar analysis. And the US dollar yen, in my opinion, is a little bit more of a yen pair than a dollar pair. If you compare the US dollar yen to other yen pairs, then it definitely looks like it correlates way better with the yen pairs than it does with the dollar pairs. So anyways, yeah, so if the dollar index is going to continue down, then we would want to be bullish the pound dollar, the euro dollar, the Aussie dollar, the Kiwi dollar. We'd want to be bearish the dollar CAD and the dollar Swiss. So without even looking at any of those, I literally know what direction my main direction is by analyzing this US dollar index. But anyways, I'm gonna start taking some requests. So if you have something you want me to look at, put them in the chats. I'll be more than happy to look at anything. As long as the requests keep coming in, I usually like to keep on a live stream for roughly about an hour. I think the pound yen was actually the first one to look at. So let's check out the pound yen. Did that ever end up continuing down? This morning it looked like it was gonna try to push down. Yeah, it did too. Man, if you watch my morning videos, hopefully you're catching some of these trades because I do these videos every single day for the pound yen and the euro yen and pretty much all the dollar pairs except for the Kiwi dollar. Wow, yeah. I was thinking that the pound yen was going down for wave C. Because of the very high time frames, I am definitely still bullish the pound yen. Because of the very, very high time frames. I still think that the pound yen needs to go up to at least a 202 area, but I definitely think there's a very good likelihood we're going to go down before we go up. So overall, on the very high time frames, I'm definitely very, very bullish. On the shorter time frames, I do think we need to make another push down first. It definitely looks impulsive down like a wave A. It's extremely overlapping it sideways like a wave B. It seems like we should get another impulsive down for a wave C, maybe the 60 or the 78% before we actually end up continuing the higher time frame uptrend. So overall, I am definitely bearish. Like I said, if you saw my morning video, you probably already know that I'm bearish. Oh, we got Trump news coming out, so we definitely want to keep an eye on the dollar pairs a little bit. Doesn't look like it's doing much yet. The only dollar trade I'm in right now is the euro dollar. I'm long on the euro dollar. That's the only dollar trade I'm currently in. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, like I said in my morning video, we were sitting at the 50% this morning when I was making my video, and I was like, "Oh, it looks like it's going down." But this is why I always like to wait for a candle close on whatever time frame I'm watching, because at the 50%, at one point it looked like it was going down, but if you waited for candle close, it turned out to not be a bearish engulfing candle. But then it went up to the 61%, and then it made a bearish engulfing candle. And it definitely does look like a little bit of a three-way pattern. So I would be bearish. I would be looking for shorts. I'd be holding on to shorts, and I'd be potentially trying to get new shorts along the way as pullbacks occur. Potentially going down to like the 61 or maybe even the 78% Fibonacci retracement levels. So definitely bearish the pound yen for now. Let's see, Bitcoin and the pound dollar. Let's check out the pound dollar first, and we'll look at Bitcoin. I think I was long on this and I got out, but boy, I think it's going to go up. Actually, to tell you the truth, the pound dollar is actually one of the ones to me that is the clearest out of all the dollar pairs. One thing my mentor used to say is you need to search for clarity, and when you find clarity, you apply that clarity to everything. I think there's a good chance this is a wave A, though. I think there's a good chance this is a wave B, and this is actually almost a pizza perfect five-wave trend. This is like almost a pizza perfect three-wave pullback, and this is definitely an impulsive trend to the downside. So you get like a 5-3-5 pattern down to a Fibonacci level with an engulfing break of structure to the upside. It looks to me like it's going back up, but I think it's very likely a wave C. I think this is going to end up being three waves down on the daily, three waves up on the daily, and then once this three waves up, uh, let's see. Then we'll probably get something like that going on. Let's see. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, we got a pretty nice little break of structure to the upside, as you can see. So, I think there's a good chance the correction is over. I mean, it doesn't mean that they potentially might not go down, especially with the break of structure. It could go down like that, but I think very likely it's going to keep going up. I think it's like a one, two, three type thing. So overall, I am definitely very, very bullish. I think that overall we should continue to be bullish and look for longs on this. Ah, nice. Nope, no problem, Claire. Clary. Let's see here. Hmm. So anyways, the pound dollar, I'm definitely still pretty bullish. Let me look at Bitcoin next. I don't trade any crypto or anything, so I don't keep up on these things. That's why I stopped making videos for it because I don't actually trade this, so it's hard for me to keep up with the stuff I don't actually trade. Ah, man, I was kind of wondering because I did look at it yesterday because somebody else was asking me about Bitcoin, and I did look at it yesterday, and I was kind of wondering if maybe this was actually like an expanding type thing. Hey, Sergi, how's it going? Hello, traders. I don't know. I don't really think that's. I mean, I don't. It's so hard to tell because that is one, two, three waves down right there. So impulsive down, one up, three down. Yeah, I think it. I don't think the pullback is finished. I think it needs to make a bigger pullback. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at oil. I gotta look at a couple other commodities too, so that'll be a good time to look at that for Dicer Grill. Hmm. Let's see. Give me 1 second here. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, if we get a break of structure to the upside, then that is definitely a break of structure to the upside at a Fibonacci level. So, if we do get a break of structure to the upside, it possibly could end up doing something like this before it actually goes down again. And with Bitcoin, you have to be, anytime you see a break of structure to the upside at a Fib level, you really can't rule out the possibility of it just continuing the uptrend. One thing I was kind of debating yesterday when I looked at this, I was like, what if this is not a 345, but this is actually a wave A right here, this is a wave B, and this is a wave C, and this is like an expanding flat right here. Now it's just going to continue the uptrend. So if it does break structure at a Fibonacci level, then I definitely would become bullish overall. I definitely would for sure be looking for longs. But obviously, we want to see that break of structure. That's what's going to confirm that we are in a little bit of a bigger move to the upside. If we get a decent little break of structure right here, then I definitely would start looking for longs. And either we're going to get a correction to the whole move down like a wave B, or possibly a wave two, or it's going to be a complete trend reversal and it's just going to keep on going up and make all brand new highs again. So, hmm. So overall, because we don't have a break of structure yet, I would be bearish, but it looks like it wants to break structure, and there's probably a pretty good chance that it will break structure. So if it does break up, I would definitely go back to looking for longs, 100% for sure. Let's see, what do we got next? I think we got to look at a couple commodities for Dicer Grail and for Surgy. So let's switch over to commodities. He wanted, I'll do yours first because I know you're here. So I'll do oil first, which actually she likes oil too. So I was thinking that oil on the very high time phase was going to make a huge uptrend at some point. Unfortunately, because oil can get expensive when it gets high. But it looks like a wave A, it looks like a wave B, it looks like a wave one, a wave two. Maybe we need one more leg down, but it looks like at some point it's going to make a wave three, a wave four, and a wave five like this. A wave three, a wave four, and a wave five. So I think at some point there's a pretty good chance we're going to get another push up. And it kind of looked like it already made three-way pullback in a break of structure, didn't it? The only thing I don't like is that it didn't turn at a Fibonacci level. It literally turned right in between two Fib levels, which is a little concerning, as in potentially it might go down to the 78%, grab some more liquidity before it actually does start a move to the upside. That's a tough one. I mean, technically, I would probably be recommending longs because we definitely do have a break of structure to the upside on the 4 hour time frame. So technically, I would for sure be recommending longs in an uptrend. And honestly, this could be a little bit of an ABC right here. So if it does turn back up, if it makes an engulfing up, I definitely would be going long. Just because it didn't turn at a fib level on the daily doesn't mean that we potentially don't have the end of a trend, because we for sure have three waves down, and we for sure have the end of this third wave. I mean, we definitely have an impulsive down. We definitely have one, two, three up. We definitely have impulsive down. We definitely have a break of structure for this potential wave C. So we know that this is over, and if that really is a wave C, then this should now be going up. It should potentially now be making higher highs and higher lows and continuing the uptrend. So I would definitely be recommending longs unless we get. I mean, if it goes down and breaks this low with the momentum, then I guess we're gonna have to go back to shorts. But overall, I think we got to look for longs because we got to break to the upside on the 4 hour time frame. So I would definitely probably keep an eye on that. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye out for longs definitely. Let me look at pli- platinum and copper. Definitely two pairs that I do not analyze on a regular basis, but definitely don't mind looking at them. Wow, that's pretty odd looking pattern, huh? Hmm, that's kind of a tough one when it comes to Elliott wave because I mean we do for sure have impulsive down and breaks of structure, but it's probably gonna make it's either gonna reverse and just keep on going, and this is like an ABC correction right here, like a running ABC, and it's just gonna keep on trending up, or it's going to make a correction to this move down, someplace between 38 and 78% of that move down. That's a tough one right there. I guess it depends on what time frame I was trading. If I was trading shorter time frames, I would definitely probably be recommending longs of some sort. Because even if it is a pullback, I would expect it to minimum go up to the 38%, but it potentially could go all the way up to 78% also. So it's either going to make a pullback to this whole move down, or it's just going to keep on making higher highs, higher lows, and just continue the higher time frame uptrend. So that's kind of a tough one to really know for sure, in my opinion. I would definitely be recommending longs on pullbacks, though. What about palladium or platinum? What is it? Platinum. Platinum. Ooh, wow. That's going up pretty hard. That kind of looks like it could be a wave B too. Gold looks like it still is at a wave B in my opinion. This also looks like it could be a wave B in my opinion. Ooh, and we're sitting at the 78%. This could possibly turn down at some point. Because this is definitely impulsive down. That looks like a wave A. This looks like a wave A. That looks like one, two, three waves down for a wave B. This looks like a wave C. One, two, three, four, five of C. 78% fib. If this thing starts to turn down at this level, it's probably a wave B, and it's probably going to go down probably to like some of these levels down here. And that actually looks very, very close to turning because it definitely has a potential one, two, three, four, five waves up. And this is for sure one, two, three, four, five ways down. Yeah, I would keep an eye out for a turn on this. Obviously, it hasn't turned yet, and I would probably wouldn't try to go short right now because it could definitely just keep on going up. But if it looks like it's respecting this fib level, you get like a lower high or a break of structure at this fib level, I would probably start looking for shorts at that point because boy, it could go down pretty sharply. It might even go down to like all the way down to here, or maybe even down to here if that's the case, because you would expect probably something like that, or possibly something like that. So we could get a pretty good turn to the downside on that. I don't know what the like commissions and stuff on some of these metals are. I don't know if it costs a lot of money to swing trade this thing, like if it costs a lot to hold it overnight or not. But it potentially could be an expensive pair to trade to swing trade. I don't know. What do we got? So if anybody has any requests, definitely put them in the chats. Like I said, as long as I keep getting requests in, I'll definitely continue to be on for at least an hour. Let's switch back to the dollar pairs. Apparently, Trump is talking to the president of Poland right now, so could possibly get some moves. I don't know. Been a very slow Wednesday so far. Wednesday is normally a really big, busy day, and normally a lot of volatility on Wednesdays. If I go to the forex factory, we have non-farm payroll this week. Friday is non-farm payroll. Sometimes when on Friday when you have non-farm payroll, Wednesday and Thursday sometimes will be a little bit on the slow side because the market is really waiting to see what happens for the non-farm payroll news on Friday. But we definitely do have some pretty good news for this week still. We got CPI for the Swiss tomorrow morning, which sometimes that could produce a really clear entry. And then we got unemployment claims. This right here, this ADP non-farm is definitely not a market mover at all. But we got unemployment claims and we got IMS service PMI. So yeah, we got some pretty decent news, definitely. And then obviously Friday we got non-farm payroll. So we'll see what happens there. Unfortunately, I am taking a little bit of a long weekend this weekend. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna work all day on Friday or not, but I'm definitely not working on Monday or on Tuesday. I'm going to northern Spain for a couple of days. So, anyways, I don't know. I mean, the euro dollar to me still looks like a possible flat, but just because it looks like a possible pattern that you recognize doesn't mean that it's definitely going to follow through. I mean, we definitely have what looks like three waves down. We definitely have what looks like three waves up. And we definitely have what looks like five waves down. So it looks like a 3-3-5 pattern, which is a flat. And we got a little bit of a higher high wave B and a little bit of a lower low wave C. So it really fits the characteristics of a flat really, really well. Which is why, to me, it looks like this should be like a wave one and a wave two. And it looks like it should go up, make a wave three, at least up to the higher wave B is what it looks like it should do. The problem is that when the dollar is still very, very rangy, and when the market's very rangy, you might see something that you are very convinced that the correction is over, but because the market is in such a range, it's hard to know whether it's really going to just continue to range, as in, do something like this, or whether it's actually going to break out and start trending or not. It would definitely be nice to see some breakouts on the dollar though, because the dollar has been ranging for a very long time now. The whole month of August, in my opinion, was pretty much one range, basically. I don't know, because of the dollar index, I think I might hold on to my euro dollar. Might move my stop loss a little closer to break even and just hold on because this possibly could break out to the downside. Definitely hoping it does. Yeah, let's check out the JPY basket and then we'll go look at gold, which is a favorite of many people. Oh, and there we go. Been waiting for this. Let me get rid of that for now. I think the JPY basket is turning. Philip, a member of our group, was posting about this earlier. He was watching out for this. I think the JPY basket's turning. I think that this is either wave A or wave one. I have no idea, and I don't really care because you traded exactly the same. I think this is three waves down for either a wave B or a wave two. I don't care what it is because I traded exactly the same. And I think we're either going to go up and make a wave C. If it's a wave C, it will look like that and turn back down. Or it's going to go up and make a wave three. If it's a wave three, it will go up and take out this structure level. And if it takes out this structure level, that's a break of structure on the weekly time frame and the daily time frame, which is a pretty substantial turn. If this goes up, you would expect the JPY pairs to go down. Man, it's looking pretty good. Obviously, we need to see it to, break and hold above these highs right here, but boy, it's looking like the end of the correction to me. I don't really like the fact that this potential one is wave two is so much bigger than the potential wave four. That's the only thing I'm a little concerned about. What if it's actually a wave three, then it makes like a wave four and a wave five like that? Are the dollar pairs moving? Because boy, the yen pairs are definitely moving. Dollar's not really moving too much though. Oh yeah, yen pairs are going down hard. Anybody that followed my video this morning should be in some sorts on the yen pairs. Definitely make sure you like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my daily videos. I do the euro yen and the pound yen every day, or every weekday that is. Boy, that's probably the end of a wave C on the 4 hour time frame on the euro yen. I bet that possibly could go down and give us a break of structure. And then on the pound yen, which I already looked at this, but the pound yen I would expect at least a 61 or maybe a 78% pullback. Yeah, the yen pairs are moving. Definitely. Nice, 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 nice. Yen pairs are definitely moving for sure. That's a good call. I had a few people, like I said in the group, are watching the yen pairs for that turn today, so that's good. Hopefully it holds and keeps going. Oh wow, look at gold. Gold has been an amazing pair. Like I'm not a big gold fan. I really actually don't even like trading gold personally. Mostly because I'm an American. As an American, you can't really trade gold unless you're on like a prop firm account or something. But I would my target, which if you saw my morning video, my target for gold is right here, 5,000. I'm sorry, 3,590 would be my target for this move up. But the whole thing is this is definitely not an ABC anymore, like I was saying earlier this week. It is definitely a wave one, a wave two, and a wave three. Why is it so important that we know that it's not a wave three anymore, wave C anymore? It's important because what happens at the end of a wave three is it makes a corrective overlapping pattern for a wave four and then goes up again for a wave five. So that's why it's really important because if we know it's a wave three and we see it turn and break structure to the downside, we know it's not a trend reversal. We know it's not just going to shoot down. We know it's most likely going to make an overlapping corrective pattern for at least a few days. This wave two right here lasted like 10 days, so you'd expect the wave four to last around 10 days before it makes a wave five. That's important because if it really was a wave C and you had a break of trend, that means that it's a trend reversal and it would keep on going down, but because of the Fibonacci extension, we know that it is not a wave three, wave C. We know it's a wave three. The reason why I say gold has been an amazing pair to trade is because, man, every single one of these pullbacks over the last 2 weeks has been three waves. Almost every single pullback is three waves. One, two, three waves down. 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 I really appreciate when a currency pair or really anything does such beautiful three-way pullbacks. Every single one of these pullbacks is a three-way pullback. Every single one of them was a trend trade. No break of structure. Every one of them was a higher low. We have no break of structure to the downside. There was no reason whatsoever on any of these pairs, on any of this, ever since what is it, on around the 21st of August. There's been no reason whatsoever to even think about going short in any big way, unless maybe you're trying to scalp or whatever. But boy, there's been some really, really, really nice pullbacks on gold. It has been a really, really, really good pair to trade, 100%. So that's good. US dollar yen. I was short the dollar yen too, but I ended up getting out with this move up this morning because I wasn't 100% sure it was going to stay. But boy, it looks pretty good now. I still think this is potentially the end of a WXY right here. I think this is the end of a wave Y. I still think this could be a wave one. I think it could be a wave two, and I still think it could go down and make a wave three. Obviously, not all in one big shot because I'm sure it's going to go down, take this, pull back, go down, take out these, pull back, go down, take out that, pull back. So it's not like it's going to go down at one shot, but that's good though. We don't want it to go down at one straight shot because then we wouldn't get any chances to go short on pullbacks. But yeah, look at that. This is one, two, three waves up. W. 1, 2, 3 waves down X, 1, 2, 3 waves up Y. This is a really, really good example of a 3-3-3 pattern. 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 61% Fibonacci bounce, and golf we move to the downside, break a structure. It looks like it's about to break structure anyways. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't really know if you're gonna want to try to get in on the 5 minute now, because more than likely what's gonna happen is we're gonna break structure, and then we're probably gonna make a pullback. So if you get in on the 5 minute time frame, you might be getting in right at the bottom of a wave. I personally would be waiting for a decent pullback on like the 1 hour time frame if it was me, but you might, unless you're just trying to trade like the wave five, it might make a pullback like a wave four and then go down for a wave five. Just be aware that it might just go down, take out the lows, break structure, and then turn right back up, making a big ABC correction that would last probably at least a day or two, and then potentially continuing the downtrend from there. So yes, I am definitely extremely bearish on this, but if you're trading a 5 minute time frame, you gotta kind of realize where you are in the pattern on that 1 hour time frame. You're potentially at the bottom of a wave right now, or at least very close to the bottom of a wave. This thing could literally go all the way back up to 78% of this move down if it wants to before it goes down again. But don't get me wrong, I mean, it also could just make a small pullback and just keep on going down. So if you do go short on the 5 minute and it just takes off, that's great news, honestly. Nothing wrong with that. But I would be a little bit cautious about that for sure. Oh, you went short on the 5 minute earlier. Okay, okay, cool. 148.6. Yeah, nice. Way up here. That was a beautiful pullback right there. Look at that. That's a perfect ABC right there. That's a thing of beauty. So you waited for the push down, the break of structure, then you got the three-way pullback, and oh, look at that. That is awesome. So if you start seeing any breaks to the upside on the 5 minute time frame, I would probably get out, especially because you had such a nice entry up here. But yeah, that's a beautiful trade right there. Very, very, very nice trade. Awesome. So, anyways, does anybody else have any requests? Like I said, if you have something you want me to look at, put them in the chats. I'll be more than happy to look. As long as I keep getting requests, I'll stay on for the full hour. I think we got Trump talking right now, so we could possibly see a little bit of market movement coming into the markets. Dollar's definitely still pushing up. I think I'm gonna have to hold on to this trade. I do realize it's probably gonna make a pullback, and I'm probably gonna give some of my profit away. But a pullback really shouldn't be anything to fear. Like if you're long and it makes a pullback, you should look at that as potentially an opportunity to add to your position, not a fearful. It's not really a reason to be fearful. It's a reason to potentially add to a winning trade. If anybody's read the book, the best loser wins, by Higgins, some of the best traders in the world, they don't add to losing trades. Like they don't get into a trade and if it goes against them, they get in again. They get in, and if it goes in their favor, they get in again, and if it goes in their favor, they get in again and again and again and again. The best traders in the world add to winning trades. They don't add to losing trades. He's talking to somebody in Poland. He's talking to the president in Poland. I'm not sure if he's in Poland or if he's just talking to him over the phone or over a meeting or a Zoom call or what he's doing, but he's talking to the president of Poland today. This is the White House calendar, which unfortunately, I'm not really too into fundamentals, but unfortunately, because of Trump, we got to kind of pay attention to what he's up to because he definitely, definitely moves the market. This is Eastern Standard Time. This is Washington, D.C. time or New York time. So right now it's 5:30, so that means right now it's 12:30 in DC. So he's in the middle right now. He's having lunch with the president of Poland in the cabinet. So he's having lunch in DC. So he's in Washington. So obviously the president of Poland went to him. He didn't go to Poland. So he's having lunch with the president of Poland right now, probably about tariffs, I would imagine, or something, or maybe it's about the war in Ukraine. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what that guy's up to? he's only been president for what, 8, 9 months or whatever, and I'm already exhausted with trying to keep up with him. I think we're better off just to treat him like every other president. We just trade what we see on the charts, not worry about what he's up to every minute because what he's always up to something, and you never really know what he's gonna say or do. So we definitely got to be a little careful of that for sure. So, anyways, yeah, if anybody has any requests, put them in the chats. Hey, Trevor, yeah, let's see what you got here. The 240 minute. That's the 4 hour time frame, right? You mean for like the move up, you mean, probably, right? Like this move up right here. I agree. Yes. Nice high, low, high, low. It's actually a perfect five-way pattern too. I'm definitely gonna probably try to get short on this tomorrow morning, hopefully, or maybe throughout the Asian session. But normally I don't trade a whole lot during the Asian session because it's late here for me. But I definitely am gonna try to get short on this because that could be the beginning of a wave three. I don't know. We'll see. I would like to think that it's the beginning of a wave three. I'd like to think that this whole thing is tuned to like I don't know, like the 3 day time frame, and this is now going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, probably back down to these lows is what I would hope to see. But with how rangy the some of these dollar pairs and stuff have been, it's really hard to know which entry is going to be the big breakout entry that we're waiting for, and which entry potentially is just going to go down to the bottom of the range and then turn back up, do something like this and like this. Because the US dollar yen, unfortunately, is probably one of the worst pairs right now for a ranging market. This has been in a tight range for over a month now. The US dollar Swiss is another pair that's been in a very tight range. US dollar CAD, yeah. I was kind of hoping the US dollar CAD had ended a correction too. I mean, I don't really see this as a recognizable correction. That's the only problem I have with this one. Kind of does make me wonder if maybe it's not over yet. Maybe this is I don't know, one up, three down, one up. Maybe this is the W. Maybe this is the X. And now maybe it's just going to go up like this. But I was kind of hoping this was the end of the correction because it's definitely a nice Fibonacci bounce, definitely a nice engulfing down. It's trying to engulf back up, but boy, it's not really holding above structure very well. So for now, I am definitely looking at this move up on the US dollar CAD as potentially a correction to the move down. Like I said this morning, I was watching. I didn't enter this because I mostly trade the euro dollar as far as the dollar pairs are concerned. But I was thinking that this is either a wave one or a wave A, and this is either a wave B or a wave two, and it was going to either go down like a C and then break back up, proving that it's a C, or hopefully it's a wave three and it just goes and goes and goes. Because of the dollar index and because of the daily time frame, I definitely would have to still be pretty bearish. I don't really see any reason not to be bearish on this pair, definitely. Does kind of look like it could pop up one more time, doesn't it? Kind of looks like it could be like an A, B, C, and then end up going up like that one more time. Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, all the dollar pairs are a little tricky in my opinion right now, just because they haven't broken out of their veins, and unfortunately, it could continue to veins. There's nothing saying that this might not continue to veins for a few more. We got non-farm payroll this week though, so you would expect a breakout. You would expect to see a nice little breakout, but we'll see if it actually follows through or not. Let's see here. Yeah, well, it kind of depends what you're trading, what your goal is. Honestly, you're probably tuned to about the 1 hour time frame if you're talking about this first move down. But the 1 hour time frame will probably give you the end of a wave one. So if you're just trying to trade this potential wave one, then probably the 1 hour time frame might be the time frame to potentially tell you that the wave one is over and it starts a wave two. But if you're trying to trade this whole move to the downside, we really don't know what time frame that's going to be yet. It potentially could be around the same time frame as the wave one or A, which that was the 4 hour time frame. So possibly it could be. And we're kind of guessing, to be honest with you, at this point, because we don't know because we don't have the first pullback yet. But potentially it could be roughly the 4 hour time frame is the time frame that is going to be tuned correctly on this one. The time frame that potentially would show us that this move is over. Hopefully it turns into a big giant wave three. Man, the euro dollar is really struggling to do much of anything today. Pound dollar's pushed up pretty decent today. Aussie dollar definitely pushed up pretty good. US dollar CAD's kind of struggling too, which is another reason why I think possibly it could push up one more time. To be honest with you, US dollar Swiss is kind of another one that makes you kind of think that this is like either a running ABC and it's going to go up again, or possibly it's going to turn into like an expanding ABC and go up again, just because of how overlapping it is. US dollar yen does look like a real turn to me. Ooh, silver's almost at the 78%. I would definitely keep an eye on that for resistance for sure. What happened with the stock market today? It looked like it was due for a bigger move down, in my opinion. Stock market didn't really do a whole lot today, did it? I kind of feel like we should be looking for shorts on the indices right now if you are trading them. Boy, if that breaks structure to the downside, that's a Fibonacci bounce with a break of structure. That could be an ABC right there. That could be one of those irregular ABCs that I often talk about. Yeah, well, I personally, if if Trump doesn't do anything in the late afternoon to cause like a big move in the market, normally this time of day is very slow. Unfortunately, Trump has kind of changed things a little bit, in my opinion, because before Trump was president, the best times to be trading, especially day trading, is always the Tokyo London overlap, the Sydney Tokyo overlap, or the London New York overlap. Those are the best times to be looking for entries. These 2 or 3 hours here, these 3 or 4 hours there, and 3 or 4 hours there. The whole thing is that the London session ends at 5 p.m. London time or noon New York time, and there's a lots and lots of liquidity that comes out of London and Europe for that matter. So when London is done for the day and Europe is done for the day, all you really have is the New York traders, the U.S. traders in Canada and stuff like that. So normally this time of day is very slow until the Sydney session starts. Sydney, Australia, which starts at around 11 p.m. my time. But unfortunately, because of Trump, you never really know. Because obviously in America right now, it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not even. It's quarter of one. It's 12:45 in New York right now. And because of Trump, sometimes in the afternoon he'll say something that moves the market a lot. And that's the reason why I think it's a little more difficult for especially people that live in the UK or Europe, because for people that live in the UK or Europe, you'll get up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll trade until 5 o'clock at night, and then normally you don't have to worry about the market too much after five because it's usually fairly slow. But unfortunately, because of Trump, that definitely has changed a little bit over the last 8 months or so. Unfortunately, he does cause a lot of volatility, that's for sure. And the problem is it causes volatility during times of the day when potentially the market is normally pretty slow, and that's what makes it a little more difficult, in my opinion. If that breaks structure to the downside, that could continue down for sure. Wow, market's pretty slow today. I was hoping that this week was going to be good because August was a very slow month, in my opinion. I mean, obviously on the 1 hour time frame, there's some decent moves, but when you're like me and you do most of your analysis on the daily and you look at the daily and the daily's been doing this for weeks, That's a slow market in my opinion. Very, very, very slow. Yeah, I don't trade the Aussie session either, the Asian session or the Aussie session. I live in Europe, but I am in the same time zone as the UK. Right now, for me, it's 5:45 p.m. So normally, around 6 o'clock p.m. my time, I kind of stop looking for trades, and then I'll get up at 6:30 or 7 in the morning, and I'll start looking for trades again. So I don't trade the Asian session either. The Asian session is a good session to trade though, especially if you're trading the Aussie and the Kiwi pairs or the yen pairs. I used to, when I lived in America, I used to love trading the Aussie because, I would get out of work at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, New York time, and then trade the Asian session for a few hours, and it was really nice. But yeah, it's definitely not nice when you live over on this side of the pond. Definitely not. Does anybody have any requests? Put them in the chats. Like I said, I don't mind staying on for the full hour as long as I keep getting requests. Markets are pretty slow. Kind of seems like not a lot of people in the chats. Boy, one thing that hasn't been slow is gold, man. That gold is amazing. I wish I would have kept this trade. I literally got in this thing right here. I got in right, my original entry was right here. I went long right there. What an amazing trade that would be. My stop loss was there. I'd be up a pretty good amount. I got out a long time ago. I got out either here or here. I don't remember one of those 2 points. But man, what a nice friggin' trend gold made over the last couple of weeks. And the thing um, is that most of the other pairs have been very slow over the last couple of weeks. But boy, gold is definitely not been slow. I don't even know if I have that on my list. I can look. A lot of people I heard were pretty pissed about that Trump coin because it did a big old pump and dump type thing. Is that the ticker for it? What is it? WL? WLFI? That can't be right, is it? WLFI? This must be it right there. I like to use Coinbase when I can, but I don't really see Coinbase. Coinbase, there we go. Oh yeah, you can't trade that. Is this the Trump coin? This has to be something different. This can't be the Trump coin. There's no analysis to be done on this. Whatever this is, it's only been open for 3 trading days, whatever this is. And it definitely looks like a scam to me because anybody that bought this on the open is losing their ass like no tomorrow. Is this the right one? I don't know if this is the right one or not. This has literally only been open for 3 days. I think that truck coin has been around for a while. I don't think I have it on my list either. I don't even know what the ticker is for it. That's the right one, really? There's no analysis to be done on that, unfortunately. It's only been open for 3 days. It's just a big old dump. If you ask me, it's one of those scams where you got to be careful with some of these coins because man, some of those things literally will open, dump, and anybody that bought into them on the first day just loses their ass completely. Yeah, that was a big dump right there, man. I feel bad for people that fall for some of that stuff. I see a lot of people on YouTube will promote some of these coins that are like literally just coming out, and then you look at them and it looks like it was just a pump and dump. Probably the only people that made money is the people that made the coin and the people that promote the coin. Everybody else just lost their ass big time. But I guess that's part of the risk because I guess every once in a while maybe you can like 100 times your money or something on one of these new coins. But it seems a little risky for me. Definitely very, very risky. Oh, really? Yeah, it's a little too risky for me. It's a little too much like gambling, in my opinion. So, anyways, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. No, I don't see any more requests. Markets are a little bit slow. I'm long on the euro dollar. I've been long since this little spike candle down here. I'm still holding. So still holding on to my euro dollar long. I only trade forex. I mostly only trade the dollar pairs too. I trade a couple yen pairs. I trade whatever's on this list right here. But besides the euro dollar and a couple dollar pairs, I kind of just swing trade these and then day trade these a little bit. So I try to keep my list a little down because you can get overwhelmed if you try to watch too many things at a time. Instead of doing really good analysis on, a handful of pairs, you end up doing really bad analysis on, 20 or 30 pairs, which doesn't really work out too good. So anyways, yeah, next Wednesday I'll be back. I'm on vacation on Monday. So Monday, the 8th and Tuesday the 9th, there'll be no videos or anything. I'll be in northern Spain on an island sipping sangrias. And I'll be on Wednesday, everything will be back to normal. I'll be making videos and I'll be back for a live stream on next Wednesday. So, anyways, I will talk to everybody later. I hope everybody is doing really well. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you and happy trading to everyone.